This week's episode of the award-winning Here For It podcast is brought to you by Reclaiming Your Time and Your Pussy. Mariah Carey said, "The cost of my time and the cost of my pussy, if you have wasted it, is $5 million." And she got all $5 million.
Oh, it's settled finally?
Yes.
Thank God for Jesus.
Her ex-fiance had to pay her $5 million for wasting her time. If that's nothing to stand for, there's nothing else out here to stand for.
You'll fall for anything. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.
I meant stand, S-A-S-T-A-N.
Oh.
I stand for that.
Woo, Chile.
Like, my time and my vagina is so valuable that if you wasted time telling me you wanted to marry me and we were going to be together forever and all of these wonderful great things, and then I wasted a year fucking around with you when I could have been out here with another nigga, you got to pay me. Or I'm stealing something. Yeah. I'm stealing something or breaking something. You decide what you want.
Because you know me, I'm sitting over in his house calling Eddie Superman like, bitch, he done wasted my time. What do I do? Then Eddie Superman recommend I steal something. I'm like, I'm not against it, but what do I steal?
Something petty.
So now I'm walking through the house like,
you steal one Jordan. You steal one Jordan so that nigga can't go nowhere in the fucking Jordans. You don't want the goddamn Jordan. You ain't stealing Jordans because then you be crafty and shit. Steal one Jordan so he can never wear them shoes again, and either he got to go through the pain of looking at that one fucking Jordan in his closet or throwing that bitch away.
Buying them on resale. He still gonna have 3 shoes.
Yeah, and he gonna remember that shit every time he see them motherfucking shoes. That bitch, I wasted her time and she took my shoe.
My name is Ronald Matters. Follow me on the internet at Ronald Matters and of course RonaldMatters.com.
I am the Superman, TheeSupaman, aka Antoine Merriweather, BKA Mr. Skeet and Repeat. This is Here For It podcast. You can also find me on Uvu.
Oh wow! All right.
Our icebreaker this week is...
People still use Uvu?
No.
I thought we was all on house party now. Well, not we. I mean, y'all. Oops, sorry. Spill my own tea. I thought y'all were all on house party.
That's why you can find me on Uvu, because that's where girls not at.
Oh, okay. The girls that be just be watching and not actually on video.
Yeah. No, on Uvu, you had to like link in and be like, oh no, everybody pulling it out.
Don't be co-signing for this one, because if not, if they show up and they ain't got nothing pulled out, we blocking them.
Yeah.
And gonna block you because you recommended that girl.
Yep. Yeah, I think I started that culture. I'm that old. Our icebreaker this week is, of the 30 presidential candidates that have joined the Democratic primaries, who are you most and least excited about?
Can there be a tie? Like RuPaul's Drag Race?
We shall unfortunately get there.
I like a Cory Booker, Kamala Harris ticket, Kamala being president. But I know that, or maybe vice president, because she's going to get so much scrutiny for her. But, bitch, I was doing the work. I was following the laws of the land at that time. So I called them super predators, because that's what that's the jargon word we were using at the time. But for Cory Booker, all his headlines is, Cory Booker announced that he has a girlfriend. That's the best y'all got. So he did all this time in New Jersey.
He's gay rumor that's still out there.
All this work he did down to the New Jersey. He's still living in his ward down to the New Jersey. Still going to the same old barber to get a beard trim because he ain't got no hair. Supporting his local business in his ward. So if that's the least y'all got is that he's got a girlfriend, I'd like Cory. If that's the best they could do, I like Cory. The least excited, I saw something about Bernie announced this morning, and I haven't seen a video of it. So his campaign is already off to a horrible start, because when Kamala and Cory announced, it was something on my news feed, and I'm a sit there on the internet kind of girl. I'm on Instagram all day, Twitter all day, Facebook a lot of the day, and I ain't seen nothing but the rumors that he did announce. So
yeah, that trended, that he announced for a minute, and then the hashtag Never Bernie trended on the same day, and it was out there. It was out there. So similar. I don't see it for Corey. I like Corey. I like him in the Senate, but I don't see him going toe to toe with Donald Trump. I see Kamala giving AKA shade to Donald Trump. And I want to see that, and I think the rest of the country wants to see somebody actually take him on and not be like, I'm going to rise above. I think she's going to throw shade. And I was expecting that out of Hillary, and Hillary just won debates just by being right, but not throwing shade. And I want someone to be right and to throw shade, because obviously just being right is not going to be enough. So Kamala Harris is the most exciting presidential candidate.
Sidebar. Can I want for her to do a YouTube video on how to do a silk wrap and the purpose of having a silk pillow? Because while she out here pandering to the girls with the Texas Pete hot sauce, what she needs to be doing is getting a oil sheen collaboration going on with a silk, because she stayed with a good old wrap and then bumped at the ends.
Well, she's half Indian as well.
She needs to be getting a good endorsement out here while she playing. A Carlson, what's the name? Carlson Carter something. I'm not a black woman, so I don't buy perms and stuff. But it's an organization, and she could get them to give her a good $1 if she do a tutorial.
Yeah, okay, we'll go with that. As I stated just recently, I am least impressed with Mr. Bernie Sanders. He really, really can go and sit down at this point. Like, if you roll out your first day as a candidate,
you've done this before,
and you just lost, and it's like, we gave you the opportunity to beat Trump before, and you didn't. You couldn't get past Hillary Clinton to beat Trump. So why would we let you get past other people to not beat Trump again? That is the dumbest strategy ever. And I know the Bernie Bros are out here. I saw them today.
Uh-oh.
Y'all are the
Where
worst.
they work at?
Y'all are the worst. Because y'all don't give a fuck if he don't win. Y'all give a fuck about seeing him become the Democratic candidate, the Democratic nominee. And if you really looked at the numbers and you saw he was going to win last time, he damn sure ain't going to win this time. Why?
It's a national emergency. We got to get Bernie out of here.
It's 30 girls in this race, and we going to go back to the one that lost last time too? So let's invite Hillary back in. If we're going to do
can't be bothered. She walking through the woods.
If we're going to do TBT candidates.
No. She's getting her mouth for her Apple Watch. Hillary don't have time.
Well, that is our icebreaker this week. I hope the ice has been broken. Let us know who your least and most favorite presidential candidates are right now. You have our word of the day this week, apparently.
Oh, no, I don't.
Yeah, you do.
What's our word of the day?
Pillow princess.
Oh! No, you explain it, because
No. Your word of the day. WERD.
This weekend we were watching YouTube videos, hanging out. And there was a... Would she be a more masculine presenting lesbian?
Yes.
And she was saying that people were surprised when they found out that she was a pillow princess, which in her explanation meant that she would like to receive all of the sexual acts during the encounter of lesbian sex. And so I was like, wow, that sounds a lot like me. So the word of the day this week is a pillow princess, for people in the sack who would like to be the submissive. What's a synonym for submissive?
Cummed up.
Stop talking about me like this.
Cummed up is very submissive.
Type of person. So pillow princess.
Our affirmation this week is Femmes are gems. It was a really cute hashtag I saw last week, but it was really promoting femme positivity among lesbians and gays. The category the community loves to hate femmes, and so for it to have a positive hashtag and to see people positively upholding other femme people and positively displaying themselves as femme was really, really good to see, when, it's nothing but shit on Twitter half the time. But when it comes to caring, emotions, and dick taking, they are unmatched. Find a femme guy in your life and love him unconditionally. That is our affirmation this week.
That is beautiful.
I try.
Wow.
6'4 Luxury has a wonderful sale going on right now. If you would like to get over to 64 Luxury and get you some beautiful things for your skin, as far as exfoliation, as far as moisturization, you can put in the offer code here for it podcast and get 15% off. That's here for it podcast and get 15% off through the month of February. You got a couple more weeks left to get this stuff for 15% off. And after you get your skin scrubbed good and clear and smelling amazing, you can try Strix, which is a concealer for those pesky blemishes that you just can't get to go away. That's Strix, Stryx. The most pressing story, I figured we should probably put first. I had another one, but this one just seems so pressing because everybody's still talking about it, and I don't want to talk about it no more until facts are facts, until facts are out, until facts are on the front page. But allegedly, there's a bottom out here who cried wolf, and his name is Jussie Smollett. So a couple weeks ago, we had an episode entitled "The Bashing of a Gay Star," where we talked about everything that was originally accounted in the assault of Jussie Smollett, and there are some allegations that all might not even be true right now. And I think that everyone needs to take a breath and chill until facts come out. And when we get to see everything and everything is clear, then we can make our judgments. Because if any of these allegations are true, it's going to be a different bashing of a gay star. I don't understand why he would have done this, why it would have ever made sense if any of these allegations are true. And I look forward to him hopefully explaining before they just cancel all of Jussie, if any of that's true.
So I took the laborious task today of watching the full 16-minute interview he did with our good Judy Robin. What's her name on ABC News? The beloved. Oh, my mind was Robin Roberts.
Oh yeah.
So she does the interviews with the girls. Don't be having her fly out to Chicago, get her hair bumped because she keeps a little short style. Having her makeup crew, and she has an amazing award-winning fashion team. Don't be having us all get together, take off, fly down to Chicago, and you out here lying, Jussie. Because the one you have to reimburse our fees for this interview. But I'm trying believe the victims until otherwise. He was saying all of the right things, like, why would I do something like this? And I was like, yeah. Why would you do something like this? And then he was like, I know that I would be hurting the cause of everyone who has come before me if my story was false. I was like, I hope you wrote that down before you said it out loud and read it. I'm just...
Yeah, that's the part that I'm the most interested to figure out. Because he's been an advocate of so many different gay causes for a while.
Yeah.
And for him to be an advocate and to potentially be hurting the causes that he's been saying he advocates for, what kind of Twilight Zone shit is that?
So I believe him. After watching the ABC interview, I believe him. I know I said that I believe he got a little taste of a stunt queen, and I do still believe that. But in this certain instance, I will believe him until otherwise. I will believe him.
I'm gonna believe him, but raise an eyebrow.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna believe him.
So now you to me. last week I was the one with the eyebrow. Now I'm wholeheartedly standing behind.
First off, you don't even know how to raise an eyebrow.
I really don't.
So there's that. There's that. The next one that also trended is the release of the Ma movie trailer. I thought it was absolutely lit. I have not been excited for a black movie since Black Panther the way that I'm excited for Ma.
What's the plot?
We don't really know. It's a Jordan Peele production with Blumhouse movie, and so you never really know until you see the movie.
So in the trailer, Octavia Spencer is asked by some white kids in a truck to go into the store and buy them some alcohol. And she's just walking her dog. She looks like she's like a scrub tech or a nurse of some kind. She just walking her dog because, girl, she got to hit the clock. She working the 2:30 to 11 shift. And she's like, why would I buy y'all liquor? She's like, well, now that y'all somehow they convince her to go in there and buy it. So she buys a case of something, and then she's like, "Oh, I know the perfect place for y'all to drink this at my house." And then somehow she becomes friends with them, and then she starts stalking them. And do they all die? I think that's the part where it gets. I'm like, Jordan Peele, whatever you do, you got us. I'm here for it.
Yeah, that's why I said we really don't know what the plot of the movie is, because I'm pretty sure that liquor store exchange, probably not even 5 minutes.
A blimp in the.
So we don't know what the plot of this movie is. My guess, as an experienced cinephile, I am 90% sure that she grew up with their parents, and their parents did something to her or her family members, because she's alone. We see her alone a lot through the trailer. But their parents seem to maybe know her. And so maybe this is a revenge plot against something that they did. But we don't know, because the trailer literally only shows us a glimpse of the movie. And I doubt that they even, if they give us another trailer.
That's what makes it so good.
But the best part is we get to see Olivia Spencer as a villain.
Yes.
A potential villain. Because she might still be a good guy in the end, just a good guy to kill people to get back at him.
Shout out to Octavia Spencer.
But yeah,
range.
Award winning. She said, "Okay, I can play the help, but also give me roles to be the villain, because I can do all of this," and she can.
She went to school. What's up?
The NAACP Awards have announced their nominations. Visibly absent from their nominations was Pose, after Pose has won not only nominations but wins in the Golden Globes, the Critics' Choice Awards, and the Writers Guild Award.
So we're just gonna turn around and not honor ourselves.
Yes. The mostly black cast was not even nominated at the Black Award Show. Wonder why that is.
I was gonna ask you that. You can't ask me.
I'm wondering to the world. World, why y'all think that is?
What happened?
What?
The homophobia jumped out.
It's served combo. It's served combo. NAACP Awards accurately got dragged for probably about a day, and then the rest of Black Twitter left that shit alone, because that's how much they care.
That's how much they care.
I obviously care a little bit more.
We had like 5 icebreakers. We had like 2 chat.
We met Dominique a month ago.
Shout out.
So I obviously have
abundance.
A special place in my heart for Pose, and think that even at the NAACP, which I don't even remember the last time I ever watched.
When Beyonce performed Naughty Girl.
Possibly. That was a decade ago. I probably wasn't going to watch this year either, but it just pisses me off that you couldn't even recognize a show that's winning in categories that these other shows that you nominated couldn't even make it into their category. Like, they literally nominated shows that aren't shows anymore, that are canceled.
Was that Veep? Because Veep was winning so much stuff. I was like, I mean, I do like that lady, but I mean, like, ma'am, go sit down. I do like her. I do like the lady that stars at Veep.
I don't think Veep is nominated for NAACP Award.
I'm talking about all the other shows that would, like the SAG and the Screen Actors, and what else? SAG and Screen Actors gives the same thing. All these award shows, all of them.
Okay. Well, at the NAACP Awards, they don't got the gay show on there for whatever reason.
I think Cookie is nominated for Empire.
That's nice. Cookie is a heterosexual woman.
Well, at least Empire is nominated.
Empire is mostly a heterosexual show. So
where's Pose at?
So Pose,
Justice for Pose,
an amazingly great, acclaimed show, an awarded show. We just can't get an audience in front of black people. What's up with that?
Imagine that. Then y'all claim the girl selling out.
Well, the government, the Trump administration, continues to target people. We had a great segment about something that they may be doing on mistake in our Patreon content. If you are not a Patreon subscriber, you should probably get over to Patreon right now so you can hear that content. You will never hear it out loud and in public, you have to be on Patreon, at least $1 a month. But the Trump administration has been trying to kick HIV positive people out of the military, a la the trans ban. So we saw the trans ban go through a fight in courts and recently upheld by the Supreme Court. And now we're seeing the beginning of the same fight for HIV positive service members being kicked out of the military. I was active duty for 12 years. All 12 years that I was active duty, this had been a big, huge issue. Almost all the senior ranking commanders that I have ever worked with was like, yeah, I don't see why. Why do they need to stay in the military? It's our readiness and blah, blah, blah. And it's been a controversial issue for a long time, but thankfully the climate was never friendly enough to the issue to get it passed and across. That is changing right now. There are 2 HIV positive airmen that are about to be forced out of the military because of their status. A federal judge blocked the dismissal on Friday, but the appeals courts and everything like that, and maybe even up to the Supreme Court, still have to decide the case. The federal judge did the right thing and said that she had seen no evidence that the disease should prevent them from serving, which is absolutely correct. People can be HIV positive and serve in the military with no issue, can even serve outside of the continental United States with no issues, just like anybody else with any other disease or dysfunction or any other physical hindrance that's not hindering you from your job or combat readiness. Being HIV positive does not interrupt or interfere with any of that. But we are in a climate right now where it's okay to ostracize them and demonize them and put them out of the military and not look back. These 2 airmen specifically, between the both of them, have over 25 years experience. And so when you have 25 years experience in the military, that is a lot of money that they have put into you as an investment in your career and you as a combat readied person. And when we start getting rid of people like that, we start wasting government money. So in the 12 years that I was active duty, my training cost nearly $500,000, just my training. So when I leave, I left on my own. But with people like that being put out, that starts to add up, that we wasted our money in training people and then kicking them out for a reason that they didn't even need to be kicked out for. So I'm absolutely not here for it. I can't wait for this wave to change where it's okay to target people because of their HIV, their HIV status, and especially to service members who actually go and fight for this country. It's abhorrent. We shouldn't even be entertaining the conversation, and people should definitely get smart on the subject. Talk to someone that is HIV positive in the military and see if they can't do their regular job all day, every day. It's trash. Wow. The wall looks like it's going to happen. Speaking of politics, y'all president threw a temper tantrum and is going to do his best to get a wall. And I'm absolutely here for it. And I'll tell you why. The other day, President Donald Trump declared a national emergency. And this national emergency will have set a precedent for future presidents after him, because Lord knows they're going to be future presidents after him.
Cory Booker.
Oh, okay.
Kamala Harris. Who?
And that's what I have.
Bernie.
No.
Never Bernie. Hashtag.
No. So this precedent that he's setting with national emergencies, if he does get to start building this wall, President Kamala Harris can come right behind his ass and tear that shit down. And
talk about wasting money.
And declare a national emergency for the new Green Deal.
Come on.
So if we need to put up with his bullshit, because we're already to a degree putting up with his bullshit anyway for the next 2 years, let him do the stupid shit, because someone's gonna be able to come behind him with the expanded powers that he's given himself and actually do some good. And so if there's a President Kamala Harris, if there's a President Cory Booker coming behind him, and they do the exact same things but actually for good reasons, I'm fine with him building or starting to build this stupid wall, because walls get torn down all the time. But we don't have the political will all the time to do things like the Green New Deal. People won't even look into it and entertain it because somebody put $1 trillion dollar figure on it. So people did the same thing with Medicare once upon a time, and we see where we are with Medicare.
I couldn't live without it. A lot of people
still can't. So I'm absolutely here for his temper tantrum and his national emergency if he thinks that's what he's going to get out of it. RuPaul's Best Friend race happened this past week.
What are your thoughts?
It was a travesty. It was trash, like I thought. Spoiler alert if you have not seen RuPaul's Drag Race. All-Stars 4 season.
Do you have a lot of commentary or just a little bit? I don't know.
It depends.
I don't know. Okay, well, spoiler alert, give us like 5 minutes. Okay. So, a tie?
Yeah.
What? I'm so lost. I said I got to get my thoughts together by Wednesday because I'm expected to have thoughts out loud. But I still don't have thoughts. I done slept on it like 3 days. I still don't have thoughts.
Well, my first is I don't know what RuPaul or production was really thinking. Did they really sit down and think about this and like war strategy, war game it, and find that this was going to be positive in some type of way? Because nobody wins here. Literally, when you declare that 2 of the top all-stars who are supposed to be at the top of their game, one of them just happens to be better on this night. And that literally happened in the competition. On that night, Monet Exchange was better than Trinity the Tuck Taylor. Why? Because we got into a lip sync. And in that lip sync, Trinity fell.
Okay.
And so when you fall in lip syncs, especially for a crown for $100,000, you don't win. It don't matter if you won this
had a
many
reveal and you had 2
cute.
wigs on, and
that's cute. Because when other drag queens and other lip syncs have taken their clothes off or picked up a girl to tour her around the stage or fell, RuPaul sent them home. She didn't say, well, you did good in the challenge, so I mean, I guess you can win. That other girl, I mean, she did good and she didn't fall, but fuck her, you can stay. That never happened. So why are we letting that happen now? Why are we saying, well, it's about Trinity's track record? Well, when it came to track record last time, y'all didn't give a fuck about no goddamn Shangela.
they have never gave a fuck about Shangela.
So
She had to go start Say What Entertainment and start booking herself for shows.
So when it and if we want to take it back to the season before then, we wouldn't talk about no track record when RuPaul sent Shea Coulee home. Because Shea Coulee had the best track record on her season as well, but still went home.
Trinity was good on her season.
I didn't say she wasn't good.
Okay,
I said
Trinity was good.
Shea Coulee had the best track record.
But Trinity that came here twice, that made it to the top 2, top 3, and we're just gonna keep doing Trinity like this? How does that work?
Fuck Trinity.
A great employee.
Yes, fine. Tell the girls exactly what you told them other ones. You will forever and always be an all-star. Because she will be.
Yeah.
You can't take that away from her, but she don't need to be a fucking winner if she lose a lip sync. That's not how this competition go.
Okay. I don't know. I don't have any. I'm still like, look,
I just felt like she got a participation trophy for being there and for doing a good job throughout the competition, which she did. Nobody can take that away from her. But I would be even more pissed. I think Monet should be pissed. But if I was Naomi Smalls or Monique Hart, I would be even more pissed because I got sent home and I had a good track record too, and I didn't even get to lip sync against that girl and show that I can do a lip sync without falling.
RuPaul's, you said best friend race?
It's something. I don't know.
What do you guys think about the show? Tell us your thoughts down in the comments. I don't know.
But it's too fishy for me that I know that they were trying to avoid okay, well, look, we got 4 white girls that have won this show.
Yeah.
So just avoid it. You don't have to give a fucking participation. Trinity is going to be okay. Trinity was not going to leave this competition and go to the fucking...
So Valentina's girl to put out a new video and got back on tour.
Trinity was not going to leave this competition and go to Casa Ruby after this. In one way or another. Take that how you would like. So I wasn't here for the participation trophy. And I'm definitely never here to see a white girl get a participation trophy because haven't y'all gotten them all your life? We're looking at you, Adele. Somebody's gonna be mad at that.
What did Adele do? Adele didn't do nothing.
Adele stole
Beyonce's. And Adele stood up there and repented for it.
She still didn't get that shit back. She should have walked off the stage and gave the queen her shit.
Okay, here we go.
Somebody get Malia Obama some black friends who she can trust. I don't have much to give to that story because I thought it was just trash.
She was sipping some rosé poolside in a bikini. First of all, they were like, look at her in the bikini. Bitch, yes, I'm on vacay sipping rosé. I have more world experience than all you niggas sitting at your computer writing about me telling me that I'm not deserving.
Well, the haters were saying, but they were harping on the rosé part because she's only 20 still.
And she don't turn 21 until July 4th. Bitch, and that's going to be a fucking party too. With fireworks.
But this is why she need more black friends that she can trust. Because you always see her surrounded by...
Y'all tried it.
She always surrounded by Becky and them. And I'm like, Becky and them is the only ones that could be telling on you, sis.
Let's go out here by this pool. Secret Service didn't approve this pool. I can't.
Somebody is telling on you, sis. And if you... She need to be an AKA. Or, no, I don't know if she can be a Delta.
They'll try to make her honorary or something, and she don't need to be no honorary. She need to
go
down with Kamala down to the
She need to cross. She need to be online.
She needs to do a full hazing thing. Even though I hate gangs and hazing, but wow.
I was sad to see it because I'm like, damn, again, she can't do nothing.
Can't smoke a cigarette. She can't do nothing.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. So the other deplorable thing that happened this week against the community. This community continues just to be under all the attacks.
This community, ooh, I like it.
There was a transgender woman who was deported from the United States after escaping El Salvador, coming here and telling the authorities,
"Child,
I am running from people trying to kill me."
The people Trump talk about on TV, it's happening to me. But did they listen?
And she made it to safety and was trying to seek amnesty here in the United States, but was deported back to El Salvador.
Mm-hmm.
I took this story to heart because one of the last times that I was at Casa Ruby, I was speaking with a young man who was in the exact same situation. He had escaped El Salvador. He was lucky enough to get a student visa, I believe. He got some kind of student residency while he was here, and he was at Casa Ruby. But he was saying the exact same thing of he knew that he would be killed because people found out that he was gay in El Salvador. And he could only live here in the United States because it was close. He could still communicate with his family. His family could still send him money. He could still send them money. And he didn't want to die. So Of course, I'm here in the United States. The young lady's name is Camilla. She died in the hospital in El Salvador on the 3rd. The story is covered by Blade, a Blade magazine. She was missing at the end of January. She had already been missing, and people weren't sure exactly what happened to her. But she had actually been in the United States, away from danger, for a while. And then after she was deported, she was only in El Salvador for 4 months before being killed. She's the second trans woman to be reported to be killed in El Salvador just this month. The other unidentified trans woman that was killed was beat to death and stabbed to death with a machete in the middle of the street. Both of these women were killed not because they were criminals, not because they killed other people, but because they were trans.
Because they existed.
And us as the United States put them in jeopardy because of the climate that we're in right now, of sending people back to countries that don't want them, that will kill them if they come back. So I'm absolutely not here for it.
Rest in peace, Camilla.
Rest in power, Camilla.
We speak your name.
I'm sorry that something like that has had to happen to you. I hope that we get our shit together here in this country where it does not have to happen to anyone else like you. Last but always not least, this segment of Hot White Men Get Away with Murder is brought to you by Ed Buck. Until Ed Buck has been arrested, this segment will continue until I am hoarse in the motherfucking throat. And if anybody out here knows my throat, you know it ain't getting hoarse no time soon. This week, Ed Buck was seen yet again in public, not being arraigned, not being taken to jail, nobody even throwing rocks at him. I mean, that's really the least y'all can do if y'all see Ed Buck out here. Throw rocks at him. Minimum. But he was out here strolling around Beverly Hills, going shopping, going to restaurants, and not even by himself, with another young black man. We can't say gay because we don't know yet. His face was blurred in the video that was taken. You can see the video over on Black Star Media's Twitter. It is alarming to me that after the death of two men, we still let him roam the streets, one. And there are black men that are cool with hanging out with him and going on shopping sprees or going to
They went to the 7-Eleven and got a popsicle.
No, they went to a Galleria.
They went to the Beverly Center.
A Galleria in Beverly Hills.
I didn't see him with no bags in his hand. I saw Ed Buck with a little small, like, CVS style bag. But, girl, what are y'all going to get? He didn't even ball out on you. That's not fair.
Well, ain't no amount of balling out Ed Buck could ever do on me. There's that. And I could use a shopping spree right now.
Well, shout out to CBS 2 News down to the place, to the, was it California, who had did the news story. There was like 1 month since the passing of the second black man. I was like, girl, the news story is starting off traumatic. It's reaching in my heart. But I don't know.
I do know.
Do all black gay men know that he's a predator?
They need to be listening to Here for a Podcast because I've been reading it for a month.
Following R. Kelly, they said it's another sex tape. Not a second, but a third. I don't know.
Then the details of that sex tape, gross. They just convened the grand jury yesterday, so he's going to jail.
Hopefully,
y'all are going to jail.
Hopefully, the girls can get a conviction, and not one down to the pulpit, but one down to the damn judges. Something.
Rest in power, Jamel Moore and John, my brother Doe. We still do not know the second victim of Ed Buck's name, but he is not nameless. He is not nameless.
Shout out to our Patreon subscribers. We have Dwayne, Cam, Sherman, and Anthony who joined the Here For It Hive on Patreon. Thank you guys so much for supporting the show. And we have been reading the comments on Patreon, and you guys are hilarious.
And happy birthday, David, one of our longtime
David Homestead, yeah.
Here For It Hive.
First and last names.
Yep, thank you. HIPAA. Wow. But David has been a very long time listener, a long time supporter, and we really appreciate you. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. This week in social studies, I was watching, I told you about the videos I was watching about retiring in somewhere classy. Were you retiring? Where did you pick?
Puerto Vallarta for me still.
Oh, okay. And I know that text time is generally when we pay on our summer vacations. Like we have our Carnival cruises coming up because we poor, or our Royal Caribbean cruise if we getting a good tax refund if it comes back on time because Trump's America. But I was looking at the International Living magazine in their 2019 best places to retire list. They said Spain, Thailand, and Colombia continually. Is it continually or continuously? Ooh, big words. Continuously, they've done this for 29 years. So Spain, Thailand, and Colombia continue to be great prospects in their top 10. And they said in Costa Rica, $500 a month will get you a furnished 2-bedroom home, according to International Living's. I don't know if $500 is that, and they said like this gonna be luxury.
That's gonna be in San Jose though, and San Jose is like the urban.
It's gonna be real Inferno teas.
We don't know what that is. But if you want to be in like the place where the gays are in Manuel Antonio or on the Reno side, it's gonna be a little more expensive than that.
So if you could get a furnished 2-bedroom for $5, just imagine if you just spend a little bit more. Man, I don't even trust y'all furniture down here. I'm just gonna ship my Kylie Jenner collection, home collection down here.
Yeah. You also have to get comfortable with boys not fleeting in Costa Rica. Like it's not a thing there.
How do you know that?
Personal experience.
Sex specialist at the Superman.
Personal experience. And I was like, I thought it was like a one-off, and then it kept happening, and then I asked friends, I was like, so...
Is it just me?
Is it? Right, because sometimes it do be me. I'm like, I be attracting the shittiest boys.
Literally.
And when I asked a friend of mine that had been there a lot of times, and then I asked another Costa Rican, he was like, oh, no,
we don't do... That's not our culture.
They don't do that.
That's not their culture.
No.
Oh, wow.
So be prepared. Literally.
Panama came in number 1. Panama is warm and tropical, but completely outside of the hurricane belt. So the end of August, beginning of September, you don't have to worry about no Hurricane Katrina, no Hurricane Chris. Shout out to him. He's a great artist.
TBT.
Panama is a great place. Plus, their currency is the U.S. dollar. And it was something else that was a fact. I think it's an hour and a half, 2 hours by plane to Miami. If you just need to touch down in Florida to sign some papers right quick and then catch a flight back across where you came. Panama, they say, is number 1.
If you want to get on other international planes, you just get on a plane from Panama to Miami and you're at an international airport.
And then the last city is... country. Mexico is super affordable. Yep. And according to International Living's best places to retire, Mexico has the best national health care plans according to places that they've looked at for retirees. They said you can become a Mexican citizen, and they even offer discounts to their older citizens.
Older Americans.
Because I'm sure it's Americans who signed up. People who've retired there. But Mexico has... Because you sent me the video about the couple, this man and wife. She had a lot of spine problems, and she found that she could get the medication she needed cheaper in Mexico.
The medications, the surgery... inpatient and outpatient therapy they were doing in Mexico, and ended up moving to Mexico because they could get the American insurance company that they had and they were paying to pay for it like they said that they would.
Yeah. They said the average dentist bill there is $38. I was like, what?
Well, I also don't know if I want to... Ooh, that's going to sound racist.
I don't know. Like, are these skilled professionals? Are they board certified? Are they board certified? Like, what is the highest honor Because if you still charge a $38 copays, okay, I'm gonna try it. I'm just gonna go for a cleaning and see how that goes. And is there a Mexican version of Yelp? I wonder. You gotta look and see the customer reviews. I don't know about a $38 dentist, but I will link to the full list below. International Living, 2019 best places to retire list. I thought that was hot.
Yeah. It must be nice for some of you girls out here that are thinking about retirement. That's beautiful. Make sure
you have to think about this.
Make sure you get over to patreon.com. You can get over to Here For It shop and get you some merch so you have something cute to wear in your retirement. This week in sexual health, speaking of Skeet and Repeat, I figured we touch on a few things to help your refractory period. So your refractory period is the period in between having your first orgasm and having your second orgasm. So
I thought it was when you're the sex specialist. My question, I thought it was when you ejaculate until you can effectively get hard again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Have sex again.
Okay.
Yes. And so the refractory period ranges between different people. Sometimes it's seconds with some people out here. I ain't gonna toot my own horn. Sometimes it's minutes, sometimes it's hours, sometimes it's a day, or sometimes it's days, depending on the person.
He needs to retire.
Okay. But I want to go over a few things that can help you with your refractory period if you want to also be a Skeet and Repeat type of nigga. The first thing, obviously, is Kegels. I really probably don't have to go into what Kegels are exactly, because I know y'all are smart out here. And if y'all don't know exactly, y'all know how to Google and pull up the YouTube videos. But exercising those muscles helps with the skeeting part, actually the forceful ejaculation that some people like a lot. And also helps with the refractory period because those muscles are strong and they can get stronger if you continue to build them up. And those strong muscles can enable you to get an erection faster than if your muscles were weaker. So Kegel exercises being probably the biggest, the best form of helping your refractory period. Cutting down on masturbation. So I know we've talked about masturbation on a few of these episodes over the last few weeks, but if you are actually getting sex and you want to do some shows for the person that you're having sex with, you have to probably cut down on the solo sessions so that you can save everything for the sex sessions that you're actually having. Now, if you are celibate like me, go off. Go off, literally. But the people that are actually having sex with a partner and want to increase their refractory period with their partners, you have to cut down on your actual masturbation alone. Try positions that you typically don't do. So those positions, you'd be like, oh, I really don't like that position when you ride it, cowgirl or cowboy.
Reverse cowgirl.
Or reverse cowgirl or reverse cowboy. But
Modified
you would be
doggy.
Yeah. Froggy. All of those different ones, some of the ones that you just know you do not like. But try them and see if it doesn't excite you because it's something different. And something different can turn your juices on faster than something that you're used to. So I thought that was a great one. Limiting alcohol or downer drugs right before sex. I know if a lot of you are like me, alcohol sometimes is a part of sex. Sometimes right before sex. Sometimes during sex.
Sometimes you need it to, in order to participate with some of these partners.
Oh, y'all picking the wrong niggas. Wow. So limiting the alcohol or downer drug consumption, I'm not going to broadcast or name, but the drugs that make you that decrease your central nervous system or your peripheral nervous system. Those drugs are not going to help with your refractory period. Those drugs are obviously going to hurt your refractory period. So that means after you've had that orgasm, you are not going to be just as excited to get an erection again to get to the next orgasm. So limiting those right before sex and even the day of can help with the refractory period. Adding 20-minute workouts on the day of sex is also a great tip. The 20-minute workouts ensure that your circulation is pumping and jumping and doing what it's supposed to be doing. Because, sometimes some people don't go to the gym every day. If they are going to the gym, they're not doing cardio intensive workouts, anything that doesn't make them comfortable. Sometimes y'all go to the gym and just be in the gym just to be in the gym. But you need an actual 20-minute cardio type of workout on the day of sex. Sex is about to happen. Sex should be cardio, one, if you're doing it right. But this should be 20 minutes outside of sex so that everything is flowing and moving like it's supposed to.
Get their heart rate up.
Move those synovial fluids. And if all else fails, ask your doctor for erectile dysfunction medication, even if you don't have erectile dysfunction. There are a lot of doctors that will sympathize that you want a different type of sex life. And, as long as you answer the questions honestly and correctly, you probably will walk out with at least a sample of an erectile dysfunction medication. So I think those are great ways to help with your refractory period if you have a problem with it. Some of y'all probably don't. Some of y'all can do 3 in a night. I've met a gentleman one time. I ain't gonna give all that. Anyway, that is sexual health this week.
The song for my soul this week is actually an album. Billboard Hot 100 this week. 3 songs by one artist. It has not been done since the Beatles, and she is the first solo artist to do it. I said, wow. I didn't know. I don't know. I was like, look, we receive music different now than when the Beatles was doing it. Now, I'm here for my sis, Ariana Grande, and this album is still slaying me. Thank you. Next. I am still wanting Bloodline to get a video. I said this last week, I believe. I'm still here for Bad Idea.
Fake smiles.
Fakes. Oh my God. In my head. Look. And then like the skits. I was like, she tried to be very Beyonce-esque, but
Needy.
Ariana Grande, shout out to your Grammy win. Having the top 3 songs on the Billboard Hot 100 this week from Thank You Next. This is an amazing project. Imagine, which was the song for my soul last week. Imagine
you. She could have the top 4 songs if she put Bloodline out.
Bloodline is my song. But she just don't got I don't feel she has the Normani-esque vibe to give me the video that I'm looking for. But Normani also put out
Normani also put out a video that not many people saw. So
Normani needs to put out a video for Checklist, and she ain't put out a video for that. So I'm holding Normani to the fire as well. But Ariana Grande, Thank You Next. The whole album is still in the accomplishments on Billboard this week. Here for it, loving it.
Well, the song for my soul is a little bit different than that. It is one of the greatest, if not the greatest, love song of all time. Boy, you looks good, won't you back that ass up? You's a fine motherfucker, won't you back that ass up? Call me Big Daddy, won't you back that ass up? Ho, who is you playing with? Back that ass up. Girl, you looks good. Oh, won't you back that ass up? Oh yeah, you gotta.
You said boy, your first thing said.
Flip it, turn it, flip it in reverse. I told you it's the greatest love song. You gotta sing it to multiple people. You gotta get on the charts.
All right, Neil.
You's a fine motherfucker, won't you back that ass up? Call me Big Daddy, won't you back that ass up? Girl, who is you playing with? Back that ass up. Back that ass up turns 20.
Yeah.
It is 20 years old. And the song spans generations. It spans countries. It spans continents. I have never been anywhere in the 18 countries that I've been to in my life that song was unknown. Ever. Nowhere. Everywhere that I've been, if you play Back That Ass Up, they would know what that is. And so that's what one of the greatest love songs is. If you can't go all around the world and everybody join in twerking and bouncing or whatever some of these people do, because it's not like quite dancing, but they doing their best, that is love. Juvenile created a love song for the world when he made Back That Ass Up. You can fuck to that song. It can be your birthday. You can be trying to pull yourself up out of a depression on that song. You could be getting dressed to that song. You can be taking a shower to that song. You can be taking a shit to that song. You can do everything. And that is love. Everything is love.
Wow. Full circle, huh?
Yeah.
So it was released February the 24th, 1999. And February 24th of this year will be Sunday.
Yeah.
So at brunch this Sunday, make sure
Back that ass up.
You go over to the DJ in your hood and say, bruh,
You's a fine motherfucker, won't you back that ass
I know
up?
we on the mimosas right now, but it's the 20th anniversary. You gotta play this.
You gotta play it back to back.
First of all, if he not already playing it,
Fire.
fire that DJ.
Fire.
I won't say kill him, but I mean,
Well, it's Trump's America. You might get away with it.
February 24th, this Sunday. Make sure you play Juvenile. Come through.
Oh, I don't think I see. That's how iconic the song is. I didn't even say his damn name.
The 20th anniversary is gonna be on brunch.
I didn't have to say his name.
Did he release this on purpose? Knowing that 20 years from now, the girl's gonna be at brunch, turning up to this orange juice and champagne.
The greatest love song of all time.
What are you here for this week?
Last week I dragged the state of Tennessee.
You're always guilty of something.
Yeah. This week, I'm gonna pat him on the ass a little bit.
Thanks.
Not you.
Oh.
Tennessee is becoming the first state in the South with a hate crime law protecting transgender people.
Ta-da!
Nashville Tennessean reports. Tennessee has become the first state in the South with a hate crime statute protecting transgender individuals. State Attorney General Herbert Slattery issued an opinion on February 8th in response to a question posed by Representative Mike Stewart. A defendant who targets a person for a crime because that person is transgender has targeted the person because of his or her gender within the meaning of the current state law that outlines sentence enhancements for hate crimes. Slattery wrote. Tennessee. Good old Tennessee, y'all.
The volunteer say, you know, the girl said everybody in Tennessee don't talk country like that so quick.
Lies.
Good old y'all down to the Twitter for having my back. Thank you.
Good old Tennessee, y'all, is the first state in the South. Imagine that. She might be worth something. Look at that.
In the clutch, come through.
There are no other states in the whole South that have protections for trans people, that let alone mention trans people in legislation. And Tennessee has both now. Tennessee has provisions and naming of transgender people in legislations to protect them, and now a whole crime law to protect transgender people in Tennessee. Shout out to y'all.
I'm here for it. RuPaul's Drag Race All-Star Season 4 contestant Gia Gunn, the first girl to be on trans drag performer to be on the full season. She was eliminated from the show, and she was
for a bad lip sync. Huh, imagine that.
She was doing her press rounds, and I think it was ET Canada. It was Entertainment Tonight, but I can't remember if it was down in Los Angeles or Canada. They were saying, oh, tell us what you think about all the other girls and what they could work on. And she goes, Monet, she's very subpar. She has a song called Soak It Up, but soak up what? So then your girl turns around and wins the crown, the scepter, and $100,000. So then Monet Exchange tweeted, Gia, soak up what? Monet, $100,000 in a crown. So then Gia retweets it. Is this your all-star? Her attitude is nasty. She's a nasty woman. She's vile. Just giving all this, projecting all this attitude. And then somebody responded to those tweets and said, well, girl, y'all were in a competition. Are you mad because you lost? And Gia goes, Gia is tweeting live from Mexico. She's in Mexico this week because why? Who knows? Tweeting from Mexico, talking something. She's no competition to me. Then the person responded, but Gia, you in Mexico. Shouldn't you be enjoying the sights, girl? Get you some cheap surge or something while you down there. No shade to trans girls, because if I could go to Mexico and get some cheap surge, I would go get some cheap surge as well. But girl, Gia, get off the internet. Get off the internet being a villain. You got eliminated. You don't have to be the villain anymore. The season is over. There's no need to this antagonize or to keep interest going so girls can tune in next week. We're getting a whole new batch of girls, 15 of them next week. Oh, or maybe that's why you're still doing this, because it's going to be 15 new girls next week and the spotlight is not going to be on you, so you're just trying to keep it for an extra 30 seconds. Move, Gia. You are bigger and better than this. Your brand, everything that you represent as a trans drag performer is so much better than this. You can stop it. I'm not here for it. Get off the Twitter and whatever all that mess is. Let's focus on what you said you want to focus on, being a trans drag performer who can do both. Thanks.
I love you, Gia.
I love you too, Gia. It's time for our last call?
It is.
Oh my God.
So again, if you are new to the show, this is our 99th episode. We have taken 99 shots. 99 shots of tequila on the wall.
Yeah. We probably take them all on air, but we took them. Woo. Shout out to the tequila. Woo.
My last call, like I have been doing all of Black History Month, is to another black gay icon. One who we would not have pride without. Who we would not have ever had the Stonewall riots without. I don't care what the fuck they put in that white ass movie. There was a black trans woman at the center of the creation of Pride. There was a black trans woman at the center of the Stonewall riots, and her name was Marsha P. Johnson. If you do not know Marsha P. Johnson, that is why we're doing this today, because black gay history is extremely important. It is just as important as regular black history, and definitely as important as American history or world history. Marsha P. Johnson was an American gay liberation activist and self-identified drag queen and trans woman. Johnson was one of the prominent figures in the Stonewall Uprising of 1969. She was outspoken. She was unapologetic. She was a colorful, and I do mean colorful, member of a community that wanted to see the advancement of that community, even if it was at her own peril. She stood in many a picket line. She stood in many a protest in full drag when she was a drag queen and as a trans woman.
I'm sure this stuff was more difficult to organize when we didn't have like Eventbrite and Instagram.
Yes.
So like all of the coming together that we did as a culture, and then knowing well, girl, I'm gonna call Marsha and see what Marsha doing this Saturday. Oh, girl, we doing a march. Okay, well, girl, I'm calling in my second shift down to the Popeyes because I got to be down to the march with Marsha. I liked it, the thought of that and how they organized back then.
Yeah, you had to do some true community organizing, some true community door to door, and true word of mouth, and people to trust what you're saying and trust in what you are protesting and trust in what you're building.
Yeah.
Like I said, she was in the centerpiece of Pride, so we would never have a Pride. Y'all can thank a trans woman that we have Pride, along with Marsha P. Johnson. Also want to shout out Sylvia Rivera, because you cannot have a Marsha P. Johnson without a Sylvia Rivera. Both of their stories were very symbiotic. They did some of the same things. Again, there was not a white gay boy that was the center point of Stonewall riots. These were women of color, trans women of color. Do not let HBO and them put a filter on what the Stonewall riots was. So that's what my last call is this week. Marsha P. Johnson, followed by Sylvia Rivera.
My last call this week goes to Repeal 162. And the organizers, go to repeal162.org and get more information about the movement to repeal the ordinance in Kenya that says it goes against the order of nature in public and in private for two men to convene as the man would with the woman. Ma'am, get out my... Y'all always try to police somebody's bedroom. And then even if I'm down to the Nando's in Kenya, it still ain't your business.
They have a Nando's in Kenya?
I don't know. I'm just hoping that Nando's is worldwide like that. Shout out to Nando's.
I wish. No, I don't think so.
So shout out to the organizers of Repeal 162 in Kenya. The vote is this Friday. Use your platform to tweet Repeal 162 and go to repeal162.org. Hopefully, with enough power against it being broadcast around the world, the people will get down to the chamber and vote to repeal 162. And I think there's penal code 165, but I wasn't really sure what that one is about. I think it's something similar to 162, so we just went with repeal162.org and using the hashtag repeal162.
I'm fearful for that because Kenyan people are a lot like Ugandan people, like a lot like Ivory Coast people, and they'll say that's nice that the Americans said that, but not in my goddamn country.
Well, we need pride. We need pride in Kenya. So, y'all, come on, we can do it. That is this week's episode of Here For It Podcast. Follow the show on the internet at Here For It Pod. Get merch on HereForItShop.com. There's another one.
Patreon.
Yep, patreon.com/Here For It Pod.
If you would like some extra content that you do not get to hear, you can go over to our Patreon, and at least for $1 a month, you can hear that content right now.
My name is Ronald Matters. Follow me on the internet at Ronald Matters, and of course, RonaldMatters.com.
I am the Superman, TheeSupaman. You can still find me in the Uvu chats.
Bye.
Bye.